Ever felt frozen by fear? You're not alone. Almost everyone has been held back by fear at some point. But what if, instead of letting it stop you, fear became your secret weapon for success? In The 50th Law, Curtis Jackson, better known as 50 Cent, shares how he turned fear into a tool to push forward. He's not just a rapper, but a self-made mogul shaped by life's toughest challenges. Growing up on the tough streets of New York, he quickly learned that showing fear was seen as weakness. But here's the twist. 50 Cent's approach isn't about getting rid of fear. It's about embracing it. This summary will challenge you to face life the way early American pioneers did, fearlessly. Think of fear as a superpower that can turn your setbacks into victories. This isn't just the story of a famous artist. It's a guide to building unshakable confidence. See things as they are, supreme realism. Life isn't always fair, and it's often tough. 50 Cent, born Curtis Jackson, learned this the hard way when he lost his mother at just 8 years old. That loss was a turning point, and it taught him an important lesson. You have to see life as it really is. There's no room for wishful thinking if you want to succeed. Without parents to guide him, Curtis had to create his own path. By age 11, he was hustling on the streets, driven by dreams of freedom and money. The streets tested him daily, especially in his neighborhood, Southside Queens, where the crack epidemic was in full swing. Dealers, customers, rivals, and even the police were constant threats. By 16, his luck ran out, and he was sent to a rehab center. But instead of seeing it as a setback, Curtis learned a powerful lesson: adversity sharpens the mind. It was here that he developed a survival code: trust no one, keep your intentions hidden, and always see things clearly. This approach guided his life from that point on. Realizing that hustling had its limits, Curtis turned to music. He applied his street smarts, knowing that the music industry was just as brutal as the streets. Record labels cared only about profit, dropping artists when they were no longer useful. After being shot by an old rival, no label wanted him. But instead of giving up, he saw this rejection as an opportunity. With his hustler's mindset, he found a way forward. Without a major label to control him, he could sell his own music on the streets and say whatever he wanted. He wasn't sure his plan would work, but he was willing to try. His relentless mixtape hustle eventually caught the attention of Eminem, who signed him to a record deal. The Power of Realism. Curtis's story highlights a powerful truth: facing reality head-on is the key to success. When you strip away illusions and false hopes, you can see clearly and act with purpose. Like navigating a maze, a realistic mindset helps you avoid dead ends and find the best path forward. The more you understand the world around you, the better you can use it to your advantage. In short, embracing supreme realism allows you to innovate, adapt, and thrive. When you see things for what they really are, you stop wasting time on fantasies and focus on what really matters. That's the real secret to 50 Cent's success, and it can be yours, too. Strive for self-sufficiency. Success is about more than just talent. It's about being in control of your own destiny. Take 50 Cent, for example. After getting out of prison, he was offered a job working for another dealer. But he quickly realized that working for someone else would limit his future. When you rely on others, you end up fighting their battles and losing sight of your own ideas. A true hustler controls their time, energy, and decisions. 50 Cent faced a similar situation in the music industry. Record executives offered money but wanted control in return. So, he set up his own label within Interscope Records, taking charge of video production and marketing. This allowed him to learn every aspect of the business and gain more independence. Many people give away their most valuable assets, time, energy, and freedom, to others. But society is shifting, with more people pursuing entrepreneurial freedom. That's the hustler's way. By building his own empire, 50 Cent could walk away from deals he didn't like and navigate any economic situation. The key lesson here is that relying on others too much can hold you back. Even support networks often have their own self-interests. The best approach? Embrace self-reliance. True freedom comes from being in control. If you feel stuck in your career, use your time wisely. Learn as much as you can, so you can eventually break free. Start side projects to showcase your entrepreneurial spirit. Achieving self-reliance takes effort, but mastering it brings the greatest satisfaction. Turn problems into golden opportunities. Imagine being on the verge of stardom, only to face death. In 2000, 50 Cent was about to release his debut album, Power of the Dollar, when he was shot. His momentum came to a screeching halt, but instead of giving up, he saw this as a new beginning. Lying in bed, recovering with bullet fragments in his jaw, he listened to the radio. Hearing fake gangsta hits frustrated him, but he didn't let it break him. He turned his frustration into fuel. Though his injuries changed his rap style, they gave his music a gritty, authentic edge. He even dropped a defiant song called "F*** You," boosting his street credibility. Hustlers understand that life is tough, and someone is always trying to push you down. Fear and weakness are luxuries that can't exist in the hood. When setbacks happen, they aren't personal. The world doesn't care about your feelings. But here's the silver lining. Adversity can be your greatest ally. When challenges come, real leaders rise, often changing their fortunes. They see obstacles as chances for growth, shifting from fear to opportunity. Take Napoleon Bonaparte as an example. He transformed minor military tactics into powerful strategies, turning bleak situations into chances for victory. To him, every setback was an opportunity. Many people think opportunities are rare, but that's because they focus on material things like technology and money. The truth is, opportunities are everywhere if you know how to look. So, what's the game plan? First, change how you view negative situations. See adversity as something that can strengthen you. Then, be bold. Use what you have and turn obstacles into opportunities. Find potential in the ordinary and look for openings in unexpected places. When you make this mindset shift, nothing can stop you. The hustler's flow, let go and keep moving. In the late 1980s, Curtis Jackson, better known as 50 Cent, entered the dangerous world of crack cocaine dealing. At the time, a powerful gangster called the Godfather wanted to control the drug trade in Queens. He put his son Jermaine in charge of enforcing the rules. Jermaine took over Jackson's territory, demanding total control. Jackson went along with it, but not long after, Jermaine was killed by someone who didn't want to play by his rules. This made Jackson think about Jermaine's downfall. He realized that using force and control wasn't always the best strategy. Instead, he chose to be flexible, managing multiple ventures and adjusting to his changing environment. This approach served him well when he entered corporate America in 2003. Even though the music industry was struggling and executives were scared, 50 Cent kept moving forward. He formed new partnerships, tried out different marketing strategies, and stayed connected with his fans. He understood the power of adapting to change, and this helped him build a successful business empire. The key lesson? Fearless leaders thrive in chaos. History proves this. In 1920s China, the nationalists tried to hold on to tradition, while the communists, led by Mao Zedong, embraced change. Mao used flexible tactics, leading his forces through China's vast terrain. The rigid nationalists couldn't keep up, and Mao's adaptable strategy led to a quick victory. The takeaway here is that flexibility allows you to disrupt the norm. Hustlers know this well. Being adaptable lets you try new things, adjust quickly to your surroundings, and build momentum. Speaking of momentum, have you ever felt an unstoppable force pushing you forward? When you're on a roll, everything seems to fall into place. But all too often, that streak can come to an end. Why? Momentum is tricky. It's tied to your mindset. When things are going well, you're open, flexible, and willing to go with the flow. But when your momentum stalls, it's usually because of fear. Emotions can slow you down if you don't manage them well. However, if you learn to channel your feelings, you can keep moving forward. The key to momentum is letting go of the past. When you release what's holding you back, your decisions become clearer, and the momentum continues. In the end, momentum starts with you. It's not just about outside circumstances working in your favor. It's about mastering different flows, mental, emotional, social, and cultural. When you understand and control these forces, you can ride any wave and keep moving toward success. Sometimes you need to be aggressive. When 50 Cent returned to Southside Queens, the drug scene had shifted. Every hustler had their own territory, but 50 Cent had bigger plans. The problem? Starting over meant disrupting the balance. In fact, it was like taking over the game entirely. Rival dealers weren't thrilled about his ambitions. They wanted to keep things peaceful. But to 50 Cent, this wasn't just about street corners, it was about his future. So, he quietly hired Brooklyn stick-up artists to rob local dealers. The chaos that followed worked to his advantage, giving him control of his business and enough money to fund his music career. When 50 Cent moved into the music industry, he faced the same challenges. Power struggles, competition, and mind games were everywhere. His first major rival was rapper Ja Rule. But 50 Cent had learned how to play the game. He ignited a feud with Ja through diss tracks and clever provocations, forcing Ja to respond. The more Ja reacted, the weaker he appeared, and 50 Cent's star rose, solidifying his place at the top. The key lesson? Life is a constant battle between chasing what you want and protecting yourself from opposition. This will never change. In today's world, people tend to avoid conflict, which only leads to passive-aggressive behavior. Instead, you need to show strength. If you don't stand up to those who challenge you, you'll live in constant anxiety. By facing aggressors head-on, you grow stronger, and your fears diminish. In tough environments like the hood, the lesson is simple: submission leads to exploitation. So don't back down. Set clear boundaries, defend yourself, and you'll earn respect along the way. Aim high and trust in yourself. You have to push beyond your limits and believe in yourself. Why? Because 50 Cent grew up with big dreams of success and leadership. His imagination went far beyond his neighborhood, driving him to believe these dreams were his destiny. Without this belief and the ability to adapt, he could have easily lost his life or freedom. His journey shows the power of self-confidence and growth. When we're born, we're like a blank slate. As we grow, we develop personalities shaped by our experiences and the opinions of others, especially from our parents. But here's the thing, our qualities aren't fixed. We have the power to change and shape who we are. Change is inevitable, so it doesn't make sense to pretend you're the same today as you were yesterday. You must embrace your individuality and even show it off. But what about big egos? Don't people dislike them? Not necessarily. Having a strong sense of self doesn't mean ignoring others' opinions. Instead, it means facing criticism with inner strength, which is especially important in environments that might undermine your confidence. Look at Frederick Douglass, for example. Born into slavery, he refused to conform to society's limited expectations. Through his unwavering self-belief, he not only escaped slavery but also became a leader in the anti-slavery movement. With a positive self-image and a sense of purpose, you can withstand any attacks from others. People may try to tear you down, but if you believe in your goals and refuse to let others define you, you will rise above it all. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button.